Alright, you guys. Well, that was a good start. Alright, this video has been on my list of videos to make for 3 months. It's been 3 months, guys, since I finished my 30-day quitting drinking video series on this channel. And this is a video titled, I quit drinking for 30 days and this is what happened. Now you could probably get a lot of this information from the day 30 video. In fact, come to think of it, you know, this type of video is all over YouTube, right? All over YouTube. But they're highly edited and I am yet to see anyone on YouTube create this video titled, I quit drinking for 30 days and this is what happened, but also have documented it day in and day out throughout those 30 days in a vlog style format. I feel like I'm one of the only ones on YouTube that's actually done that, and that was always going to be my attitude. It's always going to be the way that I approached it. I wanted to be as open and honest as possible, and I wanted to bring you guys the good, bad and the ugly, and that's what we did. That is what we did. So here I am, it's 3 months later, 3 months later, and over these last 3 months I've been trying my best to integrate the positive changes and continue with the positive changes that happened throughout the 30 days, and because life goes on, you know what I mean? And look, if you ask me that one question, you quit drinking for 30 days, what happened? Not a fucking lot. The bottle shops are still there, the temptations are still there, the stresses of life are still there, and you know what? The things that I loved without alcohol that I'd forgotten about, they're still there too. So that's a positive. And what I've had to do is realize all of that. I've had to realize that, you know what? Sometimes life isn't fair. And you know what? You only get out what you put in. And it's up to me. It's up to me. I can so easily go back to my alcoholic type habits tomorrow. I could do it. Do I still drink alcohol? Yes, I do. Does it still bring me the same negative feelings the day after? Yes, it does. And so I'm not perfect, but I'm here 3 months on, feeling a hell of a lot more positive, financially more healthy, physically more healthy, mentally more healthy, emotionally more healthy. Well, like I said, the stresses of life are still there, but I feel like I have the ability, well, I feel like I've got the confidence. I have the confidence that I didn't have before because I was in such a fucking rut. All right, and that's the first thing that changed. I built some confidence. I built some confidence back that I'd always had, but I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten about. I'd lost it. I'd lost my way. And so that's what this video series was about. 30 days of no alcohol to see how I felt, to see what sort of withdrawal symptoms I might have, and to work through it. And you know what? At the end of the day, I have to think back. I have to think back to what was the catalyst, what was the one moment, what was my rock bottom, so to speak. And thank God it wasn't a real rock bottom. But my rock bottom, and everyone's is different, was waking up with a hangover, with 2 little kids, without a job, with no money in my bank. Not a fucking single cent. Not a single cent in my bank account. That was my moment, and I've talked about it on day 1. So if you do want to go and check out any of these videos, please do. But throughout the 30 days, first thing I'll say is I did have a slip up on day 13. I had a bottle of wine. Did it make me feel good? Yeah. Was it worthwhile? Probably not. But you know, I only spent $12, and so you know, at least it's not 50 on a bottle of whiskey or anything like that. Either way, that was a little speed bump. We got over it. I was able to get back on the horse on day 14, and the only way I was able to do that is because I had the confidence that I'd built in the 13 days prior. Now, first thing I want to say is that after the 30-day mark, I was actually able to continue without drinking for another like 2.5, 3 weeks. So effectively, and this is a little thing that I had in my mind, a little goal, I wanted to make 30 days in a row, and I did. I didn't do it on video, but I did do it. So that's the first thing I want to say, is that if you do have a slip up, it's okay. One thing I have to continue to tell myself, even to this day, is stop being so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, because at the end of the day, all the pressure that I feel, all the pressure that I felt and I still feel is all my own doing. You know, no one really cares. Everyone's got their own issues, everyone's got their own problems, and it's going to be up to you to make a change. It's going to be up to you to make a change, and that's That's what I found, and that's what I did. And I used YouTube and the ability to talk through things on camera to myself and then also to the world as my, I used it as a shoulder to lean on throughout this, because I didn't really have anyone else. No one really understands what you're going through, how you got here, and where you want to be. And this video's certainly gone on many tangents already, but it needs to be made. Right, so 2 massive changes, 2 massive improvements were my self-esteem and my financial health. Who doesn't want both of those things in their life? Who doesn't? Well, I certainly do. I do, but I'd forgotten. I'd lost my way, I'd lost hope. But now 3 months on, I not only, I changed from being unemployed to having not only 1 job, but 2 jobs now, which again builds my self-esteem. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing this. You know what I mean? I'm making making a real go of my life, because I'm 32 and life is short. If I saw myself at 40. I saw myself that morning that I woke up with no money, and I thought, fuck, man, you don't want to be waking up feeling these things at 40 when you can make the changes now. And so that's what I did. So self-esteem's up, financial health is up, physical health is up. I mean, the day after deciding to do the 30 days, I decided to start my second 30-day challenge, which was 30 days of running every day. So you can only imagine how good I felt by the end of these 30 days. Physical, mental, financial, emotional, spiritual, the list goes on. I think one of the main reasons why I got stuck in such a rut is because I didn't have any purpose. I've called myself a full-time YouTuber, but at the end of the day, I wasn't paying the bills. And, by the end, the only time I'd ever want or be in a good enough mood to make a video and create income was when I was drinking. So it was a very vicious cycle that started slowly, but eventually got me to the point where I really didn't want to do anything unless I'd had a drink. Or 2, or 5, or 10. The more the better. But I do have to give myself a little bit of credit. The way that I structured my drinking was in a way that I could do it every day, because that's what we want to do, right? As alcoholics, as addicts, we want to be able to do the thing that we crave every single day. And the only way that I was able to do that was to drink early in the day. Call me a day drinker, call me what you like, early in the day, and then sort of finish it up at around about 7 or 8 at night, start smoking weed, start eating the house down, and I'd get to bed at around about midnight. The alcohol would be slightly wearing off, but those withdrawal symptoms would be mitigated due to the ingestion of marijuana, and then I'd have a whole fucking big belly full of food. Hadn't eaten anything in the first half of the day because eating's cheating, and there's no way I was going to eat anything prior to that first drink. And that is one habit that has continued, unfortunately. Being that was the way that I drank, being that was the way that my mind worked for so long, it's been very, very hard to know that I'm going to have a drink on a particular day, but eat anything prior to it. And one of the big tools that I use throughout the 30 days to help, stop the thoughts and the cravings was to just as much as I didn't want to, force myself to eat in the first half of the day. Because once I, a couple of bites would not change my mind. But if I had like a burger or a couple of sandwiches or a big bowl of cereal or something like that, that would instantly reduce the cravings to drink, because I knew that, I'm not going to get the most out of it. Might have this half bottle of whiskey, but I'm only really going to feel a third of it. You know what I mean? That first couple of drinks is only going to, it's not going to hit me. And that is an addictive mindset, and that's unhealthy. And I just wanted to mention the use of, eating a meal earlier in the day as a tool that got me through. And so moving forward, over the last 3 months, I've slowly tried to change my eating habits. But I think, I'm a guy who I feel like eating in the morning and in early afternoon is kind of like a chore. I do like sitting down at the end of a night, whether I've been drinking or not, and eating pretty much anything I want and as much as I want. And for me to want to stay in shape, the only way that I'm going to be able to do that is to fast throughout the first half of the day. So my eating habits are still very similar, but I know now that for me to get in complete control of my drinking, I do need to be comfortable with eating prior to drinking. You know what I mean? And look, another rabbit hole, but that one's done. We'll close that one and we'll go down another. So, physical capabilities are up, which then means for me personally, being physical, being strong, fast, explosive, is important to me. It makes me feel capable as a man, as a human. That has then sent my self-esteem up. And that can't be a bad thing, right? It can't be a bad thing. The only way that I've got there is to be disciplined. And none of this was ever going to work unless I was disciplined. I can't be that glutton. I can't just let myself do whatever the hell I want, whenever I want. Yes, I'm an adult. Yes, no one tells me what to do. But I was making very, very unhealthy choices. Now, probably one of the best things, one of the things that I appreciate now more than ever, but one of the things that I found was just huge in keeping me on the bandwagon throughout the 30 days was the lack of disgust that I would normally feel every single morning after letting myself down every single motherfucking night. I'd wake up the next morning saying to myself horrible things, terrible things. I don't even want to mention it. I can't even remember, honestly. It was a while ago now. I can't remember the exact things, but I mean, it's just a sense of not wanting. In fact, I remember this specifically, not wanting to open your eyes. Waking up, realizing, oh no, the house is up, everyone's up, but not wanting to open my eyes because I didn't want to face the day. I didn't want to face the day. I didn't want to face anyone. I didn't want to look anyone in the eyes. I didn't want to look myself in the mirror. I didn't want to look at my body. It was just, to me, it was disgusting at the time. A lot of extra body fat, especially around my stomach area. And for someone who's been in really good shape in the past, that just didn't help anyone. So to wake up without any of those feelings is just a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, man. Massive, massive weight. And I'm thankful. And I know how easily those negative feelings can come back, because all it takes is a night of drinking now and I feel them all. They're all back instantly. I don't want to open my eyes. You know what I mean? I don't want to look at myself. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to try and go for a run or anything because I'm hungover again. Oh, here we go again. Fucking woe is me. I've done it again. And so the feelings can still be there, but they're certainly not there in the way and in the never-ending cycle that they were before. And so, waking up without a hangover, without those, I honestly feel like the way that I felt mentally waking up with a hangover was worse than the physical symptoms, because like I said, I ate a shitload before I went to bed. I gave it a few hours to sober up before going to bed a little bit, and I slept for a good 7 or 8 hours. So it was most probably, a good 12 hours from my last drink to waking up. But I just think mentally, just that Groundhog Day thought was just terrible. And so I'm so thankful to have realized that and to have days where I don't have that. And any day that I wake up without those feelings is a fucking great day. And the majority of my days are like that now. So not every day. I'm not perfect. No one is. But the majority are. So that's a massive change. I think I mentioned it earlier on, and this is a huge point, and probably one of the first tips or things that I would tell anyone or suggest to anyone that would be struggling or going through the things that I was, is that the first thing I'd ask them is, are you employed? Do you have a job? Because if you don't, and you're struggling with alcohol addiction or any addiction, That's most probably going to be a big reason why. You don't have purpose. You've got no reason to wake up in the morning. Everyone loves a holiday, but what I've found is that I actually enjoy going to work. Some days I don't, but overall, it does give you a sense of pride. And guess what else it gives you? Money in the bank, right? And I remember one of the worst feelings I ever had was when I was buying a bottle of whiskey, a litre bottle of whiskey, what do you call it, a fifth? No, not a fifth, a quarter of a gallon, if not even a little bit more, every 2 days, if not more often. And when I'd go to the supermarket and I'd go to the bottle store first, I'd buy the bottle of whiskey for $60, right? Boom, in the car. Then I'd go to the supermarket because, like I said, I did eat well. It's not as if I didn't eat. I wanted both. I was addicted to alcohol, and I was also addicted to just eating shitloads of food afterwards because it tasted better, right? So anyway, I go to the store, get the alcohol, $60, little bottle, big bottle, whatever you want to call it, chuck it in the car, into the supermarket, and I go and spend, for example, $60 on food. And putting that food through the checkout, paying $60, taking it back to the car, and making the comparison between $60 of healthy, nutritious food that could feed me and the family, or $60 on this poison that was ruling my life. The conflicting thoughts were just immense. They were huge. I just felt like shit until I had a drink. And then it was all okay. And I realized, oh, that's why I got it, because it makes me feel good, makes me feel confident, makes me feel happy, makes me feel like I can tell a joke again, I can laugh. And to feel, to feel as if without alcohol you can't be any of those things, I don't even know what to say. Anyways, guys, we are almost at the end of this video. I hope it's helped someone out there. I needed to make this video. I needed to put it on the channel because it was weighing on me. I really wanted to cap this 30-day video series off with a video like this. Most probably going off on loads of tangents, which I have been doing. But look, at the end of the day, what I was speaking about was getting a job, right? And then I went off on my $60 comparison in the supermarket. Either way, I think I have touched on most things that I've wanted to. I want to leave you with this. Okay? There was a reason why I just did it for 30 days. There was a reason why I didn't say I was going to quit forever. And that is because, you know what? I don't know whether it's a Kiwi thing, whether it's an Aussie thing, whether it was in the culture, whether it's in my genes, whether it was because my family is all drinkers. I don't know. But I enjoy alcohol. I enjoy what it does. I enjoy the way that it makes me feel. All those feelings that I just mentioned before. But what I've had to realize is that I am those things without alcohol, okay? And that's what this thing did. But at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with this. I still enjoy it. No one's perfect. Don't beat yourself up too much. Try not to. Know that change is possible. But also know that it's only possible if you put in the work. Reach out for help. There is help available. I did it on my own. But in saying that, these YouTube videos helped me. This is the way that I did it. This was my counselor. You know what I mean? I was counseling myself through this shit, and just hoping that my experience would help at least one other person out there. So I do enjoy it. That's why I got addicted. That's why anyone gets addicted, because they enjoy it and they enjoy it too much, and then it becomes your priority. It prioritizes itself above all else. And look, the main thing is that it's no longer the center of my life. It is no longer the center of my life. I could never have sat down here and made this type of video without having a drink beforehand. And I can say, hand on heart, that I haven't had a drink today. And, at the end of the day, if you can't see 30 days in the future, if you can't see 7 days in the future, just say, for today, I'm not going to drink. Here I am, 30 days through, 3 months on, as an example. I've got 2 jobs. I'm being a present dad. I have financial goals now that seem possible. I don't have to drink to be happy, although it does make me happy when I do drink, but it doesn't rule my life anymore. And what's going to be the 5th thing? I've got 4 fingers up. I'm scratching my brain to try and get a 5th. I don't have one, and I don't need one, because no one's perfect. This video needed to be made. I'm glad I have now. I can move on to making my recap video for my running challenge, my 30-day running challenge, and also my 30 days of no social media challenge. So both those videos will be coming to the channel soon. This one I've got to edit and put up to the channel, although I don't believe there would be a huge amount of editing. Hopefully the pace of it wasn't too slow, but hey, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because I've done enough of that. So thanks for watching, guys. Best of luck, and I'll see you later. That was my elbow.